Everyone, we should be live. Let's make sure that's actually the case over on Rumble. Of course, I do see 200 people waiting. Chat is moving. We'll be going through things soon. Don't worry. First, we have to wish a happy birthday to Donald Trump. Actually, his birthday is today, and so I'll be doing that. We'll be doing his birthday. We've got Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon filing an emergency motion, actually, seeking to delay prison sentence. It should be granted, but, you know, it's Steve Bannon. He's a Trump insider, so we'll see whether it is. We've got some new polling. You know, we've actually got California polling here. It doesn't look good for Biden, actually. He'll win California, of course, but to be barely above 50%, is not necessarily the greatest thing that you can do if you're a Democrat. We've got the House voting to hold Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt for withholding Biden audio. He should be held in contempt. We've got U.S. soldiers more likely to die in suicide than in combat. 8 times more likely, actually. By the way, if I'm a little bit throaty right now, I'm not playing at my A game at the moment. I haven't had much sleep in the last couple of days, so I'm doing the best that I bloody can. We'll still be talking about that. Analysis indicates Greek island was home to Bronze Age purple dye workshop. Yes, indeed. If they can ever reverse engineer exactly the recipe for Imperial Purple, they're going to make a lot of money off that one. And also farming in Malawi. Yes, indeed. So we get a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah, no, I'm not on my A game at the moment, unfortunately. I haven't had a lot of sleep in the last few days. I had to transit 4,000 miles, and then, of course, my insomnia decided to kick in last night. So, yeah, I'm I'm playing broke a little bit. Sticks got your notifications, says the Save Situations. Thank goodness somebody did. As far as getting rest, JW's Garage, rest is for the wicked, and I prefer to be a good person, so not going to happen. We'll also be banting, just random bants and stuff like that. I'll probably go a little bit less than normal because actually Liz and the baby are out at the shop, but they'll probably be here before the hour is up, so I'll be doing the best that I can. Morning stream, says D-Rock. Yes, indeed. I am back on the Dutch time zone, so I'm doing the best that I can. Oh, goodness. If I'm a little bit derpy, I am very, very tired. I'm sorry. Right, Daniels? Yeah, my bad. Sometimes that brain of mine is a real Minotaur's labyrinth. But you're right, amigo. Oh, we're frozen on X, says Merlin J. My apologies. Yes, Baby Sticks is out at the shops, so we'll be talking about all sorts of stuff. Oh, yeah, you should see my new boots. Ta-da! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Gothy. Just a sec here. Let me, you got to realize when I have a new setup, I've got to make sure everything's fine. Shinwa, remember on this 5th of November, the fortification, treason, and plot, for there is a reason why scandal and treason should ne'er be forgot. I get the reference. The Copper Owl, is it okay if I made a vid on the Lego Sticks garden? Yeah, absolutely, of course. Just make sure to send it to me on Twitter DM. Let's see. Over on, I see King of Biltong is there. The Nerdwire. Sticks, did you know that vampires are necromancers? Yes, indeed. They also don't like my garden because it's full of garlic. Poor devils. Yeah, if it's a little haphazard, I'm on the tired side at the moment, as you can probably tell by looking at me. Doing the best I bloody can. First, we've got to wish a happy birthday to Donald Trump. He is, I don't know exactly how many years old, actually, today. Oh, God, there's also a movie called Donald's Happy Birthday, a 1949 Donald Duck cartoon featuring Donald Duck and his nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And if you've watched Dolan, you'll understand why it's funny. In the short film, Huey, Dewey, and Louie would like to buy a box of cigars for Donald's birthday, but Donald decides to keep the money. That's something that Donald Trump would do, actually. Here's a sec. How old is he? Donald Trump just turned 78 years old. So still like a spring chicken compared to Joe Biden. I don't think he'd smoke the cigars either. Not a banned account. Is Alex Jones from the Warhammer 40,000 universe? Probably, yeah. Ram and Jam, Saudi Arabia ditching the US dollar. Yes, we'll be talking about that probably tomorrow. I've got a bunch of stuff I held over because I didn't do a live stream yesterday. So I've got a bunch of topics actually that I'm going to talk about. And so I'm going to go through that. I'm going to figure it out. And organization is not my strong suit when it comes to going transatlantic. So bear that in mind and, give me a little bit of latitude. Mulgera, I want a hat from the lectern guy from J6. I have a Capitol tour on July 2nd. I might wear it lol. I'll DM you a pic of the hat after the stream. It's great. Thank you. Drake said clank. Clank, exactly. Sigil Stone, sticks in the cupboard under the stairs for today. No, this is just the recording space used to be over there, but that's when I had like the awards and stuff behind me. And so I decided to move it over here. It's more convenient. Well, just a sec here. Give me a moment. Again, I'm doing the best that I can to organize. Emperor Palpatine. Disney's The Acolyte, the sodomizing of Star Wars by communist space lesbians with a rainbow strap-on, brought to us by BlackRock and Vanguard. Yeah, I'm not interested in anything that Disney has to say about Star Wars. That franchise died with George Lucas selling it, basically. Steve Bannon, we got to talk about him. Steve Bannon files emergency motion seeking to delay prison sentence. I support him in this, by the way. Former White House strategist Steve Bannon has asked a federal appeals court to delay his imminent prison sentence while he continues to fight his criminal contempt of Congress conviction. By the way, contempt of Congress, very differential with regards to whether it's enforced or not. The 70-year-old's far-right pundit filed an emergency motion Tuesday evening requesting the U.S. Court of Appeals of the District of Columbia, so they'll overrule it, overrule an order that requires him to report to prison on July 1st. Bannon was ordered to spend 4 months behind bars in 2022 after a jury found him guilty on 2 counts of contempt of Congress, stemming from his refusal to appear for a deposition before the J6 panel and his failure to hand over documents related to the efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. I mean, they were overturned. It's just, in an inverse of what they're trying to charge him for. That actually happened. And so I support him. I think he should never see a day behind bars. 4 months is doable. It's like, okay, I got to do my time, sit here in this orange blazer and shit like that. But I don't think that Bannon should be punished at all. He did nothing wrong. He was fundamentally right. The Copper Owl, your new Stolas doll looks like a thing I met once. Yes, indeed, that's from Hexenwitch, actually. Available on Twitter. And she makes dolls. Not a banned account. Where can we get Trump steaks for election 2024? I think his steak company actually went under. That franchise, I think, died. Iron Age Media. Hail Sticks, hope you have a good visit. Once you catch up from your travels, you should do a deep dive on DEI moving to bridge terminology. Goodness. Mike the Womp. Hello and good morning, motherfuckers. Felix Fanboy Rico. I had fun watching the Logan Paul Trump interview. Yes, I saw a few clips from that, actually. I don't have any, though, to offer. Giant Taco, Alex Abate is a good guy. Heraclius 610, what is that stain on your index fingertip? Yeah, I've got various stains on my fingers. Unfortunately, I haven't showered in a couple of days, and, it's a big problem. The Nerd Wire, if the left knew they could cheat again, they would just let Trump... Here, I've got to... Yeah, now I can actually see it. Just let Trump run and steal it. They can't cheat enough. Recent legacy media hit pieces on Biden smells like they're getting ready to boot him. Stinky Shoes. If Trump has to do house arrest, then he should do hologram Trump rallies. He could cover more ground that way. I agree with you, actually, on that one. Webster's Wares. Good morning, clankers. Free shipping using code STICKS at websterswares.com. Custom sticks and Trump merch available. More knives on the way. Clankers cleared us out this week. Good problem to have. Yeah, we'll be doing our merch shout-outs in a minute. Senor Faces. If you vote Dem, illegals will come to your Tarl Warwick Fumo plush sweatshop and work for $4 an hour. Also, can you make an Andy 6 Fumo? I think I might get sued if I do that. Not a banned account. Contributes to Demon Lords help Trump's election. Possibly. Jason Telesfero sent $1.99. No comment. Thank you very much. Mike the Womp. The science news is good stuff. Keep that shit up if I get a vote. Yes, I do like science news. Absolutely. Ozzy's Robots. TGIF. I see Utah join the other states with water restrictions and culling millions of chickens. A play for the food supply or bird flu scamdemic coming? I'd say mostly the former. It's the Green New Deal bullshit. Sigil Stone, you should cover indie creator news like Eric, July, detonating his credibility. He had a merch sale, fan meet and greet, and a guy Eric promised to air out showed up. Eric hid behind his, and then his comment continues. And yes, Mountain Man, I did take Detroit to Amsterdam. I ain't going through JFK again. Hid behind his security team. He has one at all times, it seems, and called the cops like the proud ANCAP he is. Well, how sad, a coward. Aquafan, asking for prayer for peace and comfort for my sister. She is 24 and lost her cat of 17 years this past Saturday. He was an orange Maine Coon that my sister loved very much. Rip Cheddar. Clank for Cheddar. My condolences. Yeah, it's always hard to lose a pet. Darkhawk. Good morning, clankers. First time donating live. I bought your book on critical race theory. Excellent stuff. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Senor Faces. New banned word dropped. You can only say illegales. And Emperor Palpatine. Have you seen the leaked video of Nancy Pelosi admitting that J6 was in fact her fault? Just confirms what we knew all along, and leftoids won't care. I have not seen that. If you want to DM me on Twitter, that might be a news story. Hatham Thabit. Any take on the rumor by MSM that Trump campaign is funneling money into Mar-a-Lago and his other businesses? Sounds like bullshit to me. They would claim that. Now we got to talk about some polling. We've got polls from June 13th, that's the other day, and also a couple from June 14th. General election, Trump versus Biden, Trump +2. Utah, Trump versus Biden. Trump is apparently +32. There's a lot of wiggle room in there, though, because the uncertainty range is high. The generic congressional vote, +3 for the Republicans. And President Biden's job approval at plus 11 disapprove. So not good for him. We also have a California poll, and that puts Biden at plus 24. That's not good, actually. Plus 24 sounds like a lot until you look at the uncertainty that's there. Biden's only at 55. He should be in the 60s. According to recent history, he should be somewhere in the mid 65 or 70 or something like that. That would be expected. Trump, by the way, plus 0.8 in the general election polling. We've got, where's the three-way polling here? Just a second here. Let me find it. We haven't gotten a new three-way poll in some time, I think. Yeah, Trump is plus 3, basically, in that polling, because that's with Kennedy involved. Again, by the way, if I sound hoarse, I am a little bit hoarse. I have not slept very well for the last few days, and I'm doing the best that I bloody can. And then I've got to go on with the quartering later. Jesus Christ. At some point, I should probably eat a meal. I do have a nice shrimp salad in there. So if we look at three-way polling, again, we've got plus 2.9 for Trump. There is no poll, actually, since May 16th that shows him behind. We've got a couple of ties. Everything else shows him ahead. And that's the reality. The real reality is the five-way race, because Kennedy, West, and Stein are actually in. They're not in it to win it, but they do exist. When we look at head-to-head matchup polling, we see a smaller margin for Donald Trump, but it is still there. So we've got, 42 versus 40 for Economist, 44-38 for Emerson, 43-42 for Yahoo, 38-38, that's the tie for TIPP, 43-41 for Forbes, Rasmussen says 44-39, and 44-40 for NPR and PBS. And that's fairly credible when you think about it. That's the real matchup. It's not just Trump versus Biden. There will be some cohort that protest votes. It will be, in the end, I think, more diminutive, but clearly that helps Donald Trump, which is exactly the opposite of what a lot of people told me would happen. They expected that Donald Trump would be crushed by the entry of RFK Jr. into the race. Well, that didn't actually happen. Well, let's see. Sigil Stone, ooh, call Eric a coward on stream with quartering. He's an Eric July simp, and I want to see them fireworks. I'm not sure who Eric is. Oh, yeah, Eric July, I guess. But I don't know anything about him, so I'm not going to call him out because I just don't know who that is. We'll do our merch partners in a minute. Huns with guns. The guy Eric July was dealing with was an obsessed stalker who defiled his ancestors' grave. Okay, so it was Wasted Bonehead, who, by the way, just woke up. Mountain Man, is Tulsi still your top VP guess? My top as far as what I would want, not my top guess. I would say right now, Ben Carson and J.D. Vance are the two on the top of the list that I would consider. The text vet, did you see the supposed deep fake interview with Biden? Salty did a video on it this morning. Seems AI is here. Oh, yeah, it's been here for a while. Oh, and it's getting better. Tigers are my totem, $5. No comment, thank you. Bruce Tomaszewski, sorry. Hey, Sticks, can you hand me a few wipes? Have fun. Water dookies, plastic free. Yeah, no plastic in those ones. They're from the Jumbo. Not a banned account. Could Biden admin successfully weekend at Bernie's? They do that every weekend. Mike Brindell, get your beauty sleep. Sent $50. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, I can't right now. I've got work to do. You know, there ain't no rest for the wicked. The Copper Owl, Stolas is a bad wingman. He flew the coop. Ozzy's robots, a sliver of deep state, have accepted Trump's return. Yes, they have, including within Silicon Valley, which is interesting to see. Wasted Bonehead, good morning from the grave. Sigil Stone has been suspended for 7 days on Twitter. Can we mass report his ass and make it permanent? Pretty please? I do not believe in mass reporting people. The Nerd Wire, if the left somehow remain in control, at what point do MAGA states decide to stop recognizing the federal government as an authority and stop communicating and paying taxes altogether as protest? I don't think that'll happen. I think Trump will return. I think that things will be nominal. Redane, South Africa now has a government of national unity. Yeah, national unity is not always a good thing. Suck Duck, comments on the petrodollar deal with Saudi EXP. I'll be talking about that, I believe, tomorrow. Heraclius 610, I seek to systemize the generation of ideas and perception of reality as much as I can. What advice would you please give me? Systematize the generation of ideas and perceptions of reality. I would say that reality is an illusion. It doesn't really exist at all. Operate from that perspective. It'll be easier. Sigil Stone, the stalking is he taped money and bunny stickers to Eric's warehouse and posted a picture of the grave of Eric's grandfather and said he pissed on it. No evidence he actually did. Was a troll. Well, this gets weirder and weirder. Sounds like you and Wasted having a conversation. Is this actually real? Doc Holliday, just take my money and don't say a word, mister. Okay, I won't say a word. Oh, shit, I just said a word. Fuck. Beer and Gear. Good morning, Mr. Sticks. How do you fix for the massive voter roll number rise in Missouri? Missouri will go red. That won't be a problem. Pumpkin Firecrafts. Good morning. All paintings and stick spoons are now buy two, get one 50% off. No code needed. Just add to cart and prices will adjust. Will still work with existing code sticks. Email me with ideas for any new items. And Sigil Stone. Mass report Bonehead for being too white. Get that cracka banned. I was suspended for posting the entire TND copy pasta, but swapped NS for furries. Twitter don't like that. Goodness. That pie over there. Nate Mercury's 538 is a reminder that you can still be wildly off for a decade straight and still be solvent as an organization. Will they ever go under? Maybe. Senor Faces, are you aware of the Gamer Sups Biden situation? No, I am not. You can DM me on Twitter about that. And Ozzy's Robots. Can Trump seriously stop globalist shenanigans? Yes, I think that he can. If you look at the Project 25 thing, I think that he's definitely going to slash and burn the bureaucracy. And there is a precedent for this. Of course, Donald Trump did pass his executive order that if any new like bureaucratic regulation was instituted, something like 5 of them had to drop off the books, 5 or 10, something like that. So there is a precedent. Stathis, we send Fidia's YouTuber to the EU Parliament. Haha. Andrew Von Halen, I can see Nevada and, to a lesser extent, Virginia going red again. That would be the election, by the way. Wasted Bonehead, I heard that Eric July did have a grave pisser. My money's on Sigil. Goodness. Next news story, Merrick Garland was held in contempt the other day. Well, technically 2 days ago. This is from Rocky Mountain Outlook. House votes to hold Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt for withholding Biden audio. Yes, indeed. I hate how they always repeat the title in the tagline in the first paragraph. The 216 to 207 vote fell along party lines, with the Republicans coalescing behind the contempt effort, despite reservations among some of the party's more centrist members. Only one Republican, Representative David Joyce of Ohio, voted against it. Okay, so we know who to vote against in the midterm elections, by the way. Garland said in a statement late Wednesday, "It is deeply disappointing that I got held in contempt. that this House of Representatives has turned a serious congressional authority into a partisan weapon, like the J6 committee. Today's vote disregards the constitutional separation of powers, the Justice Department's need to protect its investigations, and the substantial amount of information we have provided to the committees, including that which you covered up. I support this. That being said, nothing's going to be done about it. If you expect Merrick Garland to magically go away and fuck off because the House Republicans decided along partisan lines to vote in contempt, that's not going to happen. Absolutely nothing will happen to him. I just thought that I would point that out. It's important to tell people the Republicans are a bunch of pissants and don't know what the fuck they're doing. Look, the Democrats are the evil, but the old moniker is the Republicans are the stupid party, the Democrats are the evil party. These days, the Democrats are the evil and kind of stupid party, and the Republicans are the massively stupid, well-meaning, but retarded party. That's a better moniker than I can think of. We'll go to our merch partners, by the way, before we continue. We've got pumpkinfirecrafts.us if you want bookmarks, keychains, belt chains, engraved spoons, or amulets, as I like to call them. Pumpkinfirecrafts.us, use code STICKS. And again, they have, I believe, 50% off everything in the store. That's for the paintings and stick spoons. So they're being liquidated, I suppose. And so you can get those for 50% off. BillTongUSA.com, Anton's USA as well, home of delicious meat. And trust me, you need to try some. If he gets that kangaroo in, I want to be one of the first taste testers, by the way. He's got all sorts of other stuff, too. There's sausages, there's Stick, Sex, and Hammer mugs, tumblers, and shirts, and also those really good rolls. I tried the Cornish right before I left. So it's like a bready roll with peas, carrots, and shredded steak inside of it. I thought it was delicious. You put an egg wash on it with the milk and egg. Oh my God, it was good. Wicked Needle Embroidery.bigcartel.com, the land of Stick, Hex, and Hammer hats. You can get the offset Ouroboros logo, or it's central as well. You can get both designs there. Various color schemes available. HeritageHeirloomSeedCompany.com, the land of the seed survival bucket, as well as the Stick, Sex, and Hammer soap box. You can get their, I think it's called Obsession. That one smells good. There's a fruity soap that they have. And then the Stick, Sex, and Hammer soap is the cedar, blueberry, and clove, actually. And comes with other toiletries as well. I happen to like it. I'm going to have to shower later, as you can probably tell, so I'll be using that. websterswares.com/sticks-wares, or you can just go to websterswares.com. Trump material available, Stick, Sex, and Hammer material available. There's various knives. We've got coats. We've got all sorts of stuff. Metal straws as well, if you want to save the turtles. Prevent them from snorting one up their nose and dying. It's always a good day when you save a sea turtle. Jamandbean.com, that is JAMN Bean.com, where you can get delicious coffee and tea. The Costa Rica blend, my favorite coffee in particular, but the teas they're all very, very good. They smell nice, they taste nice. Some of them are relaxing, some of them are stimulating. You can get whatever you want. MTPew.com, that is MTPEW.com, where you can get range ammo. You can get range brass or newly manufactured 45s, 40 Smith & Wesson. You can get 9mm, you can get 223, you can get 5.56. There's a variety available there. And finally, brickmuseum.com. Check out their website. Make sure to check it out because it looks pretty fascinating. It's in Blair, Ohio. And they have a bunch of Legos and Lego paraphernalia. And I really, really want to see it because I was a Lego kid. And so that's going to be really, really fun. So those are our sponsors and merch partners, of course, interchangeable. Chuck Brinker, have you heard the report that Trump wants to get rid of income tax in favor of higher tariffs? Saw it posted by Benny Johnson. Doubtful, though I would support it potentially. We'd have to look at the economic fallout potentially. The dashing rogue, Steve Bannon, can't be trusted. The man quite literally believes that cyclical cycles of history exist. Think the Kali Yuga. He's correct, actually. It's literally the end of the world if he's not in power and his mind. Well, things are cyclical. History does repeat itself. So on that one, I would actually agree with him. Kathleen Green is fantastic. I'm excited to announce the new line of Styx plushies featuring nude Styx and Repose in limited edition. Both Styx complete with shower cap and rubber ducky. Yeah, I'd get naked under the right circumstances, but now's not the right circumstances, you know? Joe Hoffman, young Ripa 59, is Eric July, libertarian. His debates are worth hearing. He started his own comic company and is succeeding. May he succeed further. Heard a funny story, speaking about like self-branded comics, if you want to hear it. There was someone, they went to like a Comic-Con, right? And Glenn Danzig was there, and he does comics. They're actually pretty good. He had his own comics that he had made up. He had like the sketches, and he went up to Glenn Danzig's booth, basically. And, you know, Danzig, he comes off as a bit of an asshole. I don't know how true this is, but this is a story that I've seen online. And he goes up to Glenn Danzig's like Comic-Con booth, and he puts his comics down, and he's like, "Hey, take a look at these. You know, I've made these." And Danzig basically just stares at him and takes his coffee cup and puts it down on top of them and besoils them in the process. It's believable. Yeah, but then it's Glenn Danzig, so, you know, it's okay. Kaz and Simon, hi Styx. What are thoughts on the UK election here soon? I will be spoiling my vote. Labour Socialists are projected to get in. You've got no choice as far as the UK. Between Sunak being completely insane and apparently self-destructive to the max, and Labour wanting to piss your nation away, I'm sorry, but this election can't go for you because there really is no choice. Wartooth88, to all the Eric, you lie, Simpson chat, does the term rooftop Koreans mean anything to you? It means something to me. I like rooftop Koreans. I also like kimchi. That's what I'm talking about. Wasted Bonehead sent 3 dashes. Yeah, okay. That's, I mean, it's a comment, but, you know, dash, dash, dash. Is that like an SOS? Sigil Stone, lies and slander. Everyone knows I prefer pooping. The gamer sups thing is allegedly the DHS sent a C&D for using Biden's image, but the letter shown looks nothing like the actual DHS letter. Weird. King of Biltong, please use landofbiltong.com for the next week. We have some issues with our redirect from biltongusa.com. Styx 10 for 10% off all orders over the free shipping limit. Styx for free shipping. Clank. If you get that kangaroo in, you'd better give me that kangaroo first. Don't you send it to the quartering before you send it to me. I know that you work with him too, but I'm claiming the kangaroo because it's delicious. Wasted Bonehead, there's no such thing as lies and slander. Sigil, you're literally Satan's asshole. To follow up, notice Sigil Stone is 17. He's not even the best Sigil Stone. There's 16 others that are better than him. Sigil, Bonerhead committing heresy again. I'm talking, taking this to his shittiness, and the Crapaholic Church launch a crusade. Eric July is such a smart libertarian that he didn't check if his flagship comic Ice On could actually be copyrighted. Turns out the International School of Ministry already owned it. I don't even know what people are referring to. Wasted Bonehead, lol, Sigilstone warships with pedophiles. We have to be careful about how we pronounce that on a live stream. The bonus holes. Elon Musk is still a penis head. We miss our account that has the honor of being the transphobe kill list. Yes, apparently I'm on that list as well. Or at least I was. They release like a new one every 6 months or so. Sigilstone. Julie's flagship comic is already dead, sued out of existence. He moving different, y'all. It's business. Well, that's sad. I mean, if he has any talent at writing and, stuff like that. Really quickly here, I'm going to keep it short today because I'm still getting back in the swing of things. And also, at some point, my wife and child will be back. They're at the store right now getting some yums. I've already got some yums. I've got shrimp salad. Oh, God, I haven't had it in over a year. It's delicious. Depressing. U.S. soldiers more likely to die by suicide than in combat. I wanted to talk about this really briefly because I have a feeling that some unipartyist right-wingers would say, oh, shit, well, that's a really big problem. Soldiers are dying by suicide. We need to make sure more of them die in combat. Let's send them over to foreign soil. This is why we need Trump back, because I have a feeling, I mean, I'm not even joking, like a John McCain would actually believe that that's the interpretation of the story that they should have. Apparently, it's 8 times more likely. A U.S. soldier is more likely by far to kill themselves than to actually die in war. There are some people who will misinterpret this and say, well, that's because we don't have enough wars. And so I just wanted to point that out. If I seem low effort today, again, for people that are just joining, I am very, very tired. I had insomnia last night, severe insomnia. And the night before, of course, I was, just past transit. And so I'm not playing at 100%. I'm doing the best that I can. I also am terribly hungry. That shrimp salad is calling to me. I'm doing everything that I can to speed through this so that I can eat the shrimp. Ozzy's Robot seems like X backdoored some shadow banning for fuck's sake. Yes, I mean, it was there anyway, which is unfortunate. D. Schneid, did CNBC just do an interview with AI-generated Biden head on top of Gavin Newsom? I don't know. It's possible. CNBC? Yeah, I would expect it of them. Music and fiction. For anyone in the UK, your hope is that Labour gets a minor majority with a surgent Reform UK, then split in the first year between the Labour Islamists and the Israel supporters. Reform up the middle. Sigilstone. He has no talent in writing or art. Wasted. Sticks. Politicians are the biggest mass murderers in existence. True. Of the 113 billion humans to have lived, 1 billion have died in war. Of course, they think not enough are dying in war. And Sigil, of course, I'm the 17th stone. The latest best version. Bonehead is just drunk and stupid again. He is a wasted bonehead after all. I don't know what this is about an AI Biden head. Interesting. We'll get to some non-political news, and then we'll hop off here. By the way, please send no more super chats. I do appreciate all the money that people are sending, but I do have to also go live later with the quartering. I picked up the Friday broadcast because I didn't make Monday. And I'm doing my best. I'm trying to organize everything. It's almost impossible. Analysis indicates Greek island was home to Bronze Age purple dye workshop. Yes, indeed. By the way, the Imperial Purple, really, really special dye. They are not 100% sure exactly how this is made. It involves snails, and it involves piss, actually, and certain minerals and things like that. They're not 100% sure yet. They've done their entire books about the subject. The Greek island of Aegina was home to a late Bronze Age purple dye workshop, according to a study published June 12, 2024, in the open access journal PLOS ONE by Lydia Berger of Paris London University of Salzburg, Austria, and colleagues. Colored dyes were a significant commodity in the Mediterranean region during the late Bronze Age. By the way, if it didn't smell like piss, they would know that it was fake purple, Roman purple. The production of these dyes is valuable for interpretations of culture and trade at the time. In this study, Berger and colleagues described the site of a purple dye workshop from the 16th century BC, located at Aegina Colonna in the Saronic Gulf. The presence of a dye workshop at this site is inferred from 3 main lines of evidence. Purple pigment, fairly straightforward. Preserved on ceramic fragments, which are likely remnants of dye containers. Dyeing tools, including grinding stones in a waste pit, and crushed shells of marine snails whose bodies are harvested for these pigments. They still do this to this day. Analysis of the shells and the chemical composition of the pigments indicate that the workshop predominantly used the species of Mediterranean snail, the banded dye murex. That's where the dye comes from. That's the main ingredient. That's why it smells foul, that and the piss. Excavation at the site also uncovered many burnt bones from young mammals, many piglets and lambs. The authors hypothesized that these could be the remnants of animals ritually sacrificed as spiritual offerings to protect the site of production, a practice known from other cultural sites, although the exact connection between these bones and dye production is not yet fully clear. I wanted to say one thing about this. Is it possible, since we don't know 100% exactly how this dye was produced? We know it involved snails, we know it involved piss, and we know it involves certain minerals. Is it possible that burnt bones were part of that recipe? Because we're not 100% sure. So it might not have been a sacrifice at all. It could have something to do with the actual dye production. I just thought it was fascinating. Just a sec. Apache, no clue why people latch on to Eric July. He hasn't really done anything. He just overreacts to trolls. Seems like his lawsuit settled fine. Even Medicare didn't get it. Barely a locale. He's no Ricada. Yeah, I mean, I've never even heard of him before. People were talking about him today. No offense to him. I mean, I'm not aware of the actual content. Wasted boneheads. So in other words, you're just another update, soon to be replaced with a better model. There's only one wasted bonehead, baby. And Sigil replying, snail dye? Yeah, they don't live forever. Yeah, oh, you should have seen it. There was a box out here that was used for grass clippings and garden cuttings. And it had been rained on over and over again. It had begun to rot down and ferment. If you saw the number of snails that were in there, it's like if I hadn't gotten food poisoning that time from the escargot, I probably would have fucking liquefied them with some garlic and some butter and fried them up. Sigil, charred bones produces a deep black fit for ink. It's used in tattoo inks today. Vegans getting tattoos, beware. Yeah, that was what I was thinking. What if they darkened the dye using some of the charred bones? And I've not seen it described in literature. I mean, I've studied the topic of the purple dye from ancient Greece and ancient Rome. It was the imperial purple, and it was considered very valuable. We know that it was made, you would sort of macerate the snails. There were certain minerals added, and then you'd use human piss or animal piss, and they would sort of cook down in the sun for an extended period. And the dye, if it was authentic, you would know it by that smell. It had a very fishy, pissy smell to it. And you would know that it was authentic as opposed to just being a mineral dye or something like that. And when I looked at the article, I was like, well, what if they darkened it? Because we don't know exactly what color it was. We don't know exactly what it looked like. What if a small amount of the bone char was added to the dye in order to make it a deeper purple, something like really, really deep, like, you know, the purple over there on the door? We're not sure. There's no record of it, unfortunately. Just interesting science news. Speaking of science, Malawi farming experiment shows how simple changes can boost maize yields, that's maize as in corn, and improve soil. Farmers are already struggling financially. This is in Malawi. This is an African country in the southern end of Africa. Many farm only one crop, maize. They can't easily afford chemical fertilizers that would boost the soil's fertility and sustain yields. Agriculture accounts for just over 25% of Malawi's gross domestic product. About 80% of the population depends on smallholder farming for their survival. We are soil fertility and sustainable development specialists. So am I, by the way. Together with sustainable agriculture and environmental researcher Augustine Talababi Fieri, we set out to discover how we could use different combination of plants to improve soil fertility so that farmers wouldn't need expensive fertilizers. Here are several suggestions, and they're really, really cheap, by the way. There is forest cover in Malawi. Cut down the fucking trees and carbonize them and pump them into the soil and let them regrow, and then do it again. Do it again over and over again for the next 1,000 years, and all of Malawi will have black soil like certain parts of Eastern Europe. That's number one. Number two, simply cycling out the grains with legumes. You know, beans aren't hard to grow. You can get bush beans or something like that. This talks about peas mainly, I think. Our research found that growing maize with cowpea, no shit, and pigeon pea in raised deep beds led to much greater soil fertility. Yeah, I'm doing that at the moment, actually, in my own garden. It's not difficult to do. Yeah, just a sec. Yeah, my suggestion for the people of Malawi, invest in biochar, look up azomite because it's dirt cheap. It's literally just mineral powder. If you were to use that for micronutrients and you pumped some biochar into the soil, so you took charcoal, you charged it, nitrogenated it, and then pumped it into the soil, that would compensate for crop rotation for a number of years. You could grow maize in it very easily. And then you can companion plant it with beans, or you can simply crop rotate. What you should do, though, this is a suggestion of mine. Normal crop rotation is grain 1 year, then a legume that restores the nitrogen. Then you add a fruiting crop the next year, but they're not really growing those. And then there's like onions, alliums of some sort. And these things companion plant very well. And so you have, like, let's say, an acre, and you split it up into forts, and then you rotate it. That's perfectly fine. What you can do, though, and especially in the soil there, it looks like it's fairly drought prone. You grow the maize, that's the main crop. You grow it with the legumes. The next year you would grow just the legumes, and then the maize moves over to the side, and you sort of double rotate it. Since you're not growing, I'm assuming you're not growing many onions in Malawi. I'm assuming you're not growing many tomatoes. You probably can. You'd need more irrigation. If you were to mix that with biochar and organic composting and things of that nature to raise efficiency, I would think that everything would be perfectly fine. And Malawi has had a number of famines over the last 100 years, along with Zimbabwe and Zambia and some of these other countries in that region of Africa, Uganda. They could easily restore the soil. I mean, it's good soil. That's the whole thing. There are black soils in the southern area of Africa that would grow a huge amount of food. Zimbabwe is probably the greatest example, only they chased all the white farmers off that actually knew how to farm, and then they tried to beg them to come back, which was interesting. The soil down there, if I had an acre in Malawi, I could probably grow all sorts of things as long as you have the seed, etc. But you have to rotate it. And so it's fairly straightforward. But they're trying to do like scientific studies and things like that. You don't need a scientific study. We already know crop rotation. People have been doing it for 5,000 years. The bonus holes. I know you said no more super chats, but you got to try this. Take Jiffy cornbread mix. Follow directions, but add a little bit of oil and make cornbread in waffle iron and serve with butter and honey. Goes great with biltong chili. That sounds delicious, actually. By the way, biltong goes really, really well with ramen soup, or at least I've been told this. I don't eat ramen, but I've had several other people that do eat ramen. They put some of the really spicy biltong in it and swear that it's delicious, swear that it's like the best thing ever. Brittleby, an addendum to the Danzig story. The comic series in question portrays him and Henry Rollins as a gay couple. Is the story true? Dunno. The comic is. Oh. Well, that might explain why he put his coffee cup down on it and soiled it. I didn't hear that part. I thought he was just being an ass or something like that. I mean, Danzig is an ass, but when you're Glenn Danzig, you're kind of allowed to be an asshole a little bit. Sigil Stone, did you see researchers have mostly figured out the Antikythera device? Antikythera device. My apologies. It charts the moon phases and planets known at the time with unusually high precision. Fascinating machine. Yes, I've studied that as well. Yeah, that particular the device that I can't particularly pronounce is for its era. You got to understand, it's basically a computer. It's a mechanical computer from like 3,000 years ago or something like that. It's insane. So yeah, I thank you to the over 4,000 people that tuned in live. But as you can tell, I'm just completely done. I'm sleepy. I do have to go on with the quartering later. I'll do that live stream. That's at, I don't know if he's going on at 4:30 or 5:30 p.m. Eastern. He went an hour early the other day on Wednesday. I don't know if he's going to do that again. Either way, I'll be on there. And but otherwise, I really do have to eat. I really do have to rest a little bit. Probably going to take a little bit of a nap. And I never nap. That's the whole thing. Jesus Christ. We can talk about Glenn Danzig next week or something like that. So anyway, yes, indeed. That's about all. Peace out.